So Warner Music Group is launching a concert theme park in the Sandbox Metaverse. The theme park will feature concerts and musical experiences from their roster of musicians. And as part of the announcement, the Sandbox is hosting a land sale for virtual properties adjacent to the festival site. So exciting things for Warner Music Group. Will, I'm passing it right down to you. I have some thoughts on this story, but no, you got none? You want to just like bounce?
This is the wrong story to pass to me. This is your moment.
Let's go.
Jen, this is what you were here for.
This is the only reason I'm here.
Metaverse.
For NFTs and Metaverse.
That's why you're here, Jen. I want to hear your thoughts first, because like this is interesting. We're seeing like more Metaverse stuff play out with like these huge brands. Warner Brothers, obviously, or Warner Music rather, is obviously very big. But let's get your take first, okay? Let's get your take first.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think this morning before we started the show, I saw on Twitter that Nike is hiring for 5 positions in the Metaverse. And I thought, like, I know we talk a lot on the show about us venturing into the Metaverse and it being really choppy and the user experience being kind of lame. And I was like, how many people are actually in the Metaverse? Like, how many people are going there for these experiences and not just one time for these kind of gimmicky, let's call them like shows or concerts. And so I did a quick Google and Roblox popped up and I was like, aha, this is not actually for us. This is for the generation growing up under us. I have a friend with two kids and tells me that those kids are always on Roblox. They ask for money that they can spend in the Roblox universe. They want to buy digital assets there. And so for all of us old people who are like, we don't really get this is kind of dumb, and are we ever going to get there? It's not for us. And I think the brands are doing the right thing by getting ahead of it and building for the people who are actually going to use it. But Zach, kick it off to you.
The brands are definitely doing the right thing. They are rushing into this thing. They see an infinite universe of money-making potential in the Metaverse, and they are doing this thing. It's crazy. I didn't expect them all to follow suit so quickly, but Warner Music is certainly a very big music publisher, and they come attached with some big name acts. So for them to have this little activation is notable, and it's like interesting that these companies are making bets and time and money to make these things potentially work. I mean, right now it's small. Like I was in touch with a team that's built one of the more prominent casinos in the Decentraland metaverse, and they have something like 5,000 daily active users, which is pretty huge in Web3 terms, but it's very tiny in terms of what these big brands expect when they put these marketing spends out there in the world. So it's still early days. We still have to think in sort of these Web3 user numbers, which are still small despite all the headlines that are being generated around Metaverse especially. But it's not stopping big people from getting into this space and trying things out, which has been really interesting to see. And interesting to see which platforms they choose to build out these experiences in. Right now, sort of in the open metaverse scene, it definitely seems to be a 2-horse race between the Sandbox and Decentraland, with some other networks, maybe like Portals in Solana, like also being a notable project to watch. George, I'm going to toss it to you though.
Yeah, I'm not sure I have anything particularly productive to say about this, but I do have something that I thought was pretty funny. So in the CoinDesk article, there was a tweet that had a video in it and it was showing, a live rave in the Metaverse. And I saw a tweet from Kobe, previously Crypto Cobain, saying something along the lines of, "Oh my goodness, I really thought this was a live video from a rave I went to in 2017, but it's not. It's the Metaverse. It looks exactly the same," which is his funny way of saying, who goes to these things? It's like a crappy video game. And at one point during the video, it's hilarious. Some dude just starts floating in the air. So it's like, oh, so they're even allowing you to do these psychoactive drugs in the Metaverse, and they're like messing with, your perception. Is hilarious. Nothing productive there other than I thought it was pretty funny. Jen, please respond to that.
Well, first of all, when you say who goes to the raves in the Metaverse, Zach Seward went to. I also went.
Not go to the raves in the Metaverse. Don't Jen the rave girl.
You went, yeah. Fake news. I do have. Yeah, this video is hilarious. I laughed at it as well, George. I do have a thought that I guess I will continue to ponder. Just as Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction contract came up when it came to the release of his NFT, I think we're going to see some precedent-setting lawsuits when it comes to musicians and artists operating in the metaverse, because the metaverse wasn't covered in the contracts that they've signed with these record labels. The record labels are now getting into metaverses. Warner Music Group is getting into the Sandbox. What happens if one of their artists wants to do a concert in Decentraland? I'm sure we're going to see some kind of precedent-setting lawsuits when it comes to artists operating in the metaverse, and it will be an interesting time ahead, but I will leave it at that.